Hey guys, it's me, Hannah Payne here, and this is another read-along video, and you guessed it, Disney Princess Rapunzel, A Day to Remember. So, let's get to it, to the 7th chapter.
Taking the best ass whooping, Chris.
Chapter 7. Rapunzel sank into a chair in Roberto's art shop. Pascal was perched on her shoulder. Flynn was putting Rapunzel's paintings up around the store. I'll just be 1 minute, Roberto called from the back room. Hot tea is so nice after an afternoon of painting. Thank you, Rapunzel called back. You have already been so kind. She looked at her paintings from the meadow, put her feet up and sighed. What a fantastic afternoon, she thought. Not bad for a day's work, Flynn said, as he hung up Rapunzel's last painting. Sorry. Thank you, she replied. Blondie, I can't believe how many paintings you did today, Flynn said, smiling at her. That's because I did most of them while you were asleep, Rapunzel replied, giggling. Very funny, Flynn said to her. These adventure days are tiring. Pascal put his head down on Rapunzel's shoulder. He agreed with Flynn. He was exhausted, and all that color changing and hiding in the meadow had made him very sleepy. Just then, the bell on the store's door jingled. An older woman entered the shop. She was dressed in fancy clothes and held out a large jeweled bag. Look at all these gorgeous paintings, she exclaimed. She slowly walked around, admiring Rapunzel's work. These weren't done by Roberto, the woman said. Flynn stepped forward. No, he said. An artist was visiting. She has a great gift. He looked over at Rapunzel and winked. The woman lifted the eyeglasses that were dangling from a jeweled string around her neck. She pierced them on the edge of her nose. Leaning in close, she peered at the painting of Maximus. Rapunzel looked over at Flynn. She held her breath. She wasn't sure what the woman was doing. This horse is perfect, the woman said. She backed up from the painting and tilted her head. The brush strokes are wonderful, and I love the choice of colors. For the background. She looked up at Rapunzel. Is this the horse I saw outside? Yes, it is the same horse, Rapunzel replied. His name is Maximus. Extraordinary work, the woman said, staring at the painting. After a long moment, she turned back to face Rapunzel. I'm Madame Divina. Do you work here? Rapunzel Rapunzel wanted to hide behind her long hair, but it was still securely fastened in her braid. "Well, no," she said bravely. "Who is the artist? I need to know," Madame Davina demanded. Rapunzel stood up. "I am. My name is Rapunzel. I painted this piece." "My word," Madame Davina said. She took up her glasses and looked Rapunzel up and down. "You do have a great gift, my dear. I need to have this painting in my home. I'm quite fond of horses, and this particular painting captures the spirit of this horse beautifully." The bag on Madame Davina's shoulder wiggled, and a tiny fairy head popped up. The cat inside pushed its head out. The cat inside pushed its head out of the hole on the side of the bag. Pascal was the first one to notice the cat. He jumped up from the chair to a window ledge. He didn't like that twitching pink nose. The cat saw Pascal and shot out of the bag. The minute the cat saw something moving, she wanted to follow it. Pascal hopped from the windowsill to the window seat in front of the store. The table to the window seat in the front of the store. Sorry. Rapunzel turned her head quickly to see what was happening. That sent her long braid flying out, and it whipped Madame Davina in the head. The poor woman was knocked backward into a chair. Roberto walked in, holding a tray of cups and a teapot. The tray rattled as the cat scurried by, surprising him. Sorry. "What is going on here?" he asked. "Oh, my heavens!" the woman exclaimed. She held her hand to her heart. "What happened?" "We've got an old-fashioned chase on our hands," Flynn said, eyeing Pascal. He knew how the little guy felt. Being chased all the time was exhausting. He put up his hand for... Uh-oh. That's not good. Sorry about that. What was I? Oh, yes. Okay. What was I? Okay. Pascal to jump down from the high ledge. "Buttercup!" Madame Davina. "Buttercup!" Madame Davina yelled. "You stop that nonsense! Right this minute!" She wagged her finger at the golden-colored cat. "Get back in your carrier and stop making a nuisance of yourself." Pascal landed in Flynn's hand and smirked as Buttercup headed back to Madame Davina's bag with his tail between his legs. After the cat was in the bag, Madame Davina turned back to Rapunzel. "I am sorry about that. I hope your little friend is all right. Buttercup doesn't mean any harm," Rapunzel said. Rapunzel smiled. She looked at Buttercup. Maybe she wanted to get out of... She looked at Buttercup. Maybe he wanted to get out for an adventure too. Everyone deserves an adventure day now and again. No harm done, she said sweetly. She walked over to the horse painting and took it down. If you really like this painting, then you should have it.
What'd you do?
Wait, Roberto said. Artists don't give art away. They sell it, my dear. Madame Madiva smiled. Yes, and I would love to buy this painting. And if you are like most artists, I'm sure you could use the money. Rapunzel's mouth fell open. She couldn't believe someone wanted to buy one of her paintings. She wasn't quite sure what to say. What would she do with the money? She looked to Roberto for the answer as she hugged her braid against her chest. This was all good. This was all too good to be true. What was Rapunzel's plan? And perhaps we will all find out soon. So stay tuned, everyone. The 8th chapter, the final chapter, will be right out. And I'll see you next time.